Hey guys, I'm really pumped to show you this new product that me and Nigel Hendroff have just finished. Probably the first question you're wondering is, well, what's the difference between the Nigel Hendroff Ambient pads and the other one, the Nigel Hendroff Ambient guitars? The main difference is for the Nigel Hendroff Ambient guitars, I got Nigel to play 1-5-1 or 1-5 and an octave above the one, so those are chords, and it meant that because he played chords, we were able to release it in a wave version, an M4A version, as well as the main stage version. But this one, I actually got him to play every single note. So he didn't just play chords, but every single note, and created playable pads out of his guitar playing. So those are the main differences. Also, I created a whole lot of bonus patches down the bottom, taken from his original guitar playing, but morphed and manipulated in such a way that creates really unique organic guitar pads. I'll show you those towards the end, but they're probably my favorite patches in this collection. I'll just explain what these top ones are. So basically what I did for these top 6 is I got Nigel to pick a really nice shimmer setting that he would normally use, and then he picked every single note from the bottom of his guitar all the way to the top, and we created pad sounds out of that. So the first one here is his original guitar picked pad. The second one here, I took those samples and I reversed them all, so it gives you a little bit of a unique shimmer effect for that. Then I put the original through my Lexicon reverb, and this one's through my Big Sky. This one, I kind of doubled the patches, panned them left and right, pitch shifted them, process them in such a way that it gets really, really wide. So especially if you play right down the bottom and right down the top of the keyboard, you'll hear the stereo width come into play. And this last one is the same thing, but through my Lexicon reverb. And I love my Lexicon reverb because it's really chorusy, and it's quite a long reverb, so it helps smooth out the picking sound if that's the kind of sound you want. So yeah, that's a quick kind of explanation of all of them. Just quickly before I go on, you might already know this, but most of my pad stuff in main stage templates comes with a low pass filter automatically mapped to the mod wheel. Now if you don't want that, which I've had some people ask, how do you take that off? It's really easy. Just open up the ESX24 player and push this button off. Then it disengages this low pass filter. Another way you could do it is to just unassign it there. You could change it to another control because CC1 is default to the mod wheel. And other little tricks you can do. The position that this knob is pointing is the bottom of the mod wheel. So the lowest part of your mod wheel will start the cutoff frequency wherever this is. So if I put that to 0 and you had the mod wheel down, you wouldn't hear anything. And vice versa, if you put it up, it's pretty much disengaging the low pass filter. So you can set that up however you want, depending on how you like to set up your low pass filter. Okay, so now it's time to show you some audio examples. So yeah, like I said, this is a Shimmer version. Every note sampled, so you can play whatever chord you want in whatever key and just use it like you would any normal pad. As you could hear, you can kind of use it as a lead sound if you want it as well. You could hear the top note of my pad kind of cutting through and acting like a lead sound. Now, a few other things you may want to adjust depending on whether you want a smooth pad or you want a fast attack pad. If you move this up, it gives you a really nice kind of smooth pad where it swells in rather than being a more aggressive attack to the front end of your pad. And on the other side, release, if you want the pad to last longer when you release your notes off the keyboard, that's determined by this value here. So the higher the value, the longer it takes for it to fade out, and the shorter the value, obviously it fades out really quickly. So I'll show you that with the attack up. So it gives you an idea of how you can change it up if you want to. Okay, this is the reversed version. With all of these, I've given you the option to add shimmer in. These first 6, I've kind of left them dry so you can hear exactly what they sound like without any additional shimmer. Let's go on to the next one. This is the original one through the Lexicon Reverb. Okay, and this is the same thing through the Big Sky reverb pedal. And this is the wide version. Playing really low on the keyboard and high on the keyboard gives you an extra wide kind of sound. Okay, those are the picked versions. Now let's show you these pad versions. Some of them don't even sound like guitars because I've manipulated the sound so much, but they're really cool. So here's the atmosphere pad. Okay, and here's NG reverse pad. It's kind of reminiscent of the Ocean's reverse piano, but obviously it's a guitar. So this is one of my favorites. Obviously that works well by itself, but you could add another pad under, more of a consistent pad, and use this as a way to kind of liven up kind of a consistent dull pad. And lastly, the evening pad. And there you go. Like I've said, try mixing these in with some of your own pads, especially the picked ones. If you have that a little lower than maybe your pad and you can kind of bring it in and out, you can get a nice picked Nigel Hendroff guitar sound behind your pad, which adds a lot of depth. And just a little trick, if you are wanting to do that, try EQing maybe some of the mud out of it to make room for your pad. So as a little example, I'd probably take out something around there, or even put a high pass filter on it. This is a little trick when you're trying to blend that in with your pad sounds. But yeah, that's the walkthrough video, so thanks for watching.